I see how people die. I'm Emilia. I know people wouldn't believe me if I post this in any other forum, but here, where we're wired to see things as facts rather than make-believe, this feels like a safe place. Right now, I just need someone or anyone to believe me. There's a reason why I am the way I am. Aloof, strange, peculiar, or commonly known as just a weirdo. I didn't get along with peers well growing up, and I knew exactly why. I have a special condition. I am special. I can see how people died. You know how in laws of physics, energies cannot disappear, they stay, or they turn into something different. You can't create nothing out of something. It's the same, I think, with souls, with perspectives. I don't know how it works. I've researched it, but I am a single person, and with the activities I pour myself into to make my ability useful, I didn't have the time to fully comprehend it. I just know that when people die, we leave an imprint or a recording, a sign that we were here, not just our clothes, our ideologies for anyone to follow, not just our legacies, but the literal way we died. I'll tell you a short story of how I discovered my ability. I was 10 then. My dad was driving the entire family, me, my mom, and my brother, to the local mall. I remember the excitement. I remember the bubbly little kid jumping up and down asking my dad to buy me the newest version of Barbie dolls. I wasn't weird then. I was just a girl who loves to play with inanimate objects and who sometimes loves to chastise and play Game Boy with her brother. That day changed my life. One moment, Mom was laughing at me while Dad explained how he wouldn't buy me any more toys, that I had to earn them. I remember my dad's exact words because I have replayed that memory in my head 1,000 times. You have to do 3 chores first, and then I'll buy you your Barbie dolls. I want a Game Boy, my brother shouted as he punched me lightly on my arm. It didn't hurt at all. He was being playful. Young man, you're not getting away with this freely to you. And then all I remember was a loud screech of tires and a big bang on my left side. My body swerved to the right, hitting my brother, and then came my mom's scream. A split second, a broken brake from the truck on the opposite lane, and a panicking driver. Those were all it took for me to lose my dad. But this story isn't about my grief. This story is about what happened after. I remembered being the first to wake up, my brother's arms wrapped around mine as if to protect me in the back seat. He was 9, and his first instinct was to protect me. And then I saw my dad on the wheel, his clothes bloody, his eyes open, but he wasn't moving. I knew about death even at such a young age. There was a part of me that felt like my dad would never talk about chores again or would ever buy me dolls. That was when I reached out to him. The moment I touched his arm, something cold settled in my body, and like a snap, I was staring at the road. My hands were on the wheels. I couldn't control myself. I was talking. I was saying things. I was hearing things, and I looked back for half a second and was face to face with my own eyes, my dark hair, my small body. I was there in the back seat, arguing with my brother beside me. Then I turned back, eyes on the road again. I spoke. You have to do 3 chores first, and then I'll buy you your Barbie dolls. My dad's voice came out of my mouth, my throat, and that was when it dawned on me. I was living my dad's perspective. I shouted inside my head, "Dad, there's a truck coming. Look out, Dad." I was screaming, pounding, punching something in the air, or at least that's how I imagined myself trapped in my dad's body, in his perspective. I barely heard my brother say, "I want a Game Boy." "Dad, please, pull over. Dad." I saw the truck coming, its yellow painted hood, wheels almost as tall as our car moving closer. "Dad, please, hear me." And then it happened. "Young man, you're not getting away with this freely, to you." I saw the truck swerve in our direction, hitting my dad's side of the car first. My dad's breath hitch. He looked at Mom. Understanding dawned on them. It was like they could read each other's minds. I knew then it meant, "I love you." My dad's head swiveled to the side and blank. My dad. I felt cold all over my body, like the heat that keeps me moving is slowly leaving me, like smoke strong at first, then eventually vanishing as light air, vanishing like my life, my dad's life. And then I woke up in my own body, in my real body. I didn't remember much about what transpired after I touched my dad's lifeless body. I must have said something to Mom or to my brother, but ever since then, I was scared of touching dead people. I grieved. I moved on. But another incident happened that shook me to my core. I was 13, and my friend just lost her grandmother. She was crying at school, and she showed us the ring her grandma left her. This was with her until her dying day. By this time, I have hidden the incident with my dad under the rug, inside a vault, outside of my vision, and in my periphery. I wasn't thinking when my friend handed the ring to me, and suddenly I was having a vision of me, her grandmother's perspective, lying in bed, reaching out to anyone but can't speak, can't shout for help, and eventually my throat constricted. I couldn't breathe. She was helpless. I was taken back to my body after her last breath, but the damage had already been done. I was shaking, my face streaming with tears, and I was shouting, "I can't breathe!" I was hysterical. That moment changed another part of my life. I couldn't make friends. I was a weirdo. When I accidentally touch things of people who recently died, I see their dying perspective. I couldn't handle it. For some time, I focused on music, on art, in studies, in whatever that can keep me busy. Then one random night, I found my calling. My uncle's a police officer, and I was visiting him in his office. There on his desk were a bunch of things inside Ziploc bags. I must not have learned my lesson still, because there was a pull to touch it. A brown dirty wallet was inside it. Yes, I'm on the robbery case. I heard my uncle speaking on the phone. Then I touched the bag, immediately falling into the dead man's perspective. He was struggling. A big man with a mouth piercing looked at me straight in the eye. Then a pop. My body was in shock. Then came the pain, and it felt as if energy was leaving me. I began to drop. I watched as he took my bag, the dead man's bag. The zipper must have ripped open during the struggle, because as the robber pulled the bag over his shoulder, things spilled out. Among them was the brown wallet and a phone. The robber bent down to get the phone first. Police sirens sounded from a distance, and he was so shaken he dropped it. Got up, his feet accidentally kicking the device under a large garbage bin. Then blank. "You ready, kiddo?" my uncle had asked. I was back in my body, and I replied precisely, "Did you get the phone?" He was confused, searching my eyes. "Uncle, There's a phone under the garbage bin. The robber touched it. My uncle rolled his eyes, probably thinking that this was one of my antics again. I'm many things, but not a liar. Just please, recheck the scene of the crime and you'll find a phone. My uncle dismissed what I said, but later that evening, I got a phone call from him. Hey, kiddo. Look, I don't know how it is that you knew, but you made it possible to solve this case. We got prints from the phone you said was under the garbage bin. I remember feeling relieved, ecstatic, good that finally I helped. Something I hated about myself helped someone else. Even if it's too late, it helps serve justice. Uncle? I had asked. I think I can help you, and that's why I'm here. The police department's consultant. I have helped some cases, if not all, and the authorities learned not to question me anymore. Whenever someone asks, they just say that I'm intuitive, that I could see things and observe things that many could not. But here, in this crime scene, standing over this dead person, I find myself in a situation I could not explain. The body was on the floor, blood everywhere. His head was smashed in until unrecognizable. His fingerprints were burned so that no one could trace him. His teeth were also pulled out. The killer did everything in his power so that we couldn't identify the man. I bent down, seeing a strand of dark hair. I usually leave it to the forensics to pick up evidence, but this time there was a tug and a confusion inside my head, like I couldn't believe this strand of hair was here. I didn't know where it was coming from, because obviously this was a common thing to see in crime scenes. I picked it up with my gloved hand, and that was when I was transported. The body I was in was looking down at the man on the ground, the victim. Wait, so if that's the victim, then we have two dead bodies. I was thinking in my head. I proceeded to walk to the drawer. His hands were shaking. There was money inside, jewelry too, but the man did not bother to look twice. He searched and searched everything else in the house and found nothing. He bent over the body and stood up one last time. As he reached towards the door, he glanced at the mirror on the wall, and my blood ran cold. He had dark hair, thick and unmanageable like mine. His eyes were dark brown and his chin had a dimple on the right, that dimple I knew so well. I was horrified as I looked at me, looked at the man in the mirror, looked at my dad, my dead father, and blank. I got out of the crime scene, my uncle calling for me, but I couldn't look him in the eye too. My uncle looked so much like my father, and every time I recall what I saw, I remember my dad's eyes, the haunted look behind them. I have so many questions in my mind I need to breathe. Cold sweat was spreading throughout my body. I never had a perspective from a living person. Then that meant I saw a dead man's memories, and yet how? He did not die, and the question I did not want to comprehend anymore was, if my father didn't die or did die, then who was that person? Who was in the car during the crash? Who